when I started off my first TV serial, I think all the reviews that came out that time thrashed me. When I'm 50, I'm going to do that. When I'm 70, I'm going to do that. I want to do everything now. Don't keep giving, Know the line where you should stop and protect yourself. This has happened in my life, so I have become fat. I am trying to lose weight. Why the should I try to lose weight? No, done well is soft. It's a soft, polite thing.
Done fabulous.
No, besh korechi is like it right.
There are few women in the business like her. She's outspoken, she's candid, and she's lived her life on her own terms. And more importantly, she's an extremely formidable actor for all seasons as far as I know. I'm in conversation with the irrepressible Swastika. Thank you so much for being part of this conversation.
Thank you for all the lovely, beautiful words to describe me. I'm honored.
So, my first question to you is always my favorite question. What would you tell a younger version of yourself today? If you had to go back in time, say 25, 30 years, what would you tell yourself? Say from the time you got married or before that, what would you tell yourself?
Put a guard around your heart. Don't believe in people so easily. Don't fall in love with the wrong person. Don't give yourself so much. If you're not getting maybe 5% in return, don't keep giving. Just know the line where you should stop and protect yourself.
So is this all the advice you give your teenage daughter? What is the kind of advice you give your teenage?
She has given me this advice.
And which you will tell your younger self?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I think kids of today, they are so much more practical, and they know how to prioritize themselves. They know how to protect themselves and keep their mental well-being above everything else. Majority of kids, my daughter's age, I think they are smarter. They are way more intelligent, way cooler than we were. At that age. So.
If you had to relook at your life, what would you have done differently?
Nothing, I think, because I feel when we do things, we think that is what is right for us at that time, and when we look back, we kind of think that we could have done this a little bit that way or this way, or not done it at all. And I think that is what happens to intelligent actors also, because when we are in front of camera and we are enacting a role, what we feel at that moment is the best for us. And we are happy with the takes that we give, and the director is happy and everybody is good. And then later on, when we see the film, then that kit happens in our mind that ye shot mein na wo karna chahiye tha, or I shouldn't have blinked too many times, or my hair, I should have kept it piche. So many thoughts, reasonable and unreasonable, crosses our mind. But I think that's true for life, because when I did what I did, I thought it was the best thing to do.
When did you learn or when did you realize that, wow, I can act? Or like your breakthrough moment? Listen, I've got it. I've got the chops.
It's happened, I think, through the journey. Because when I started off with TV. I did almost 4 soap operas and more than 45 telefilms. Very good ones. But when I started off my first TV serial, I think all the reviews that came out that time thrashed me. And they said I was the worst thing that has happened. They were very cruel and mean with their words. And since I am my father's daughter, and he's such a cherished and sought after actor. So and everywhere they used to write Santu Mukherjee's daughter. Santu Mukhopadhyay me, and then the mean words used to flow. So I'm like, I just thought that, I'm not taking this seriously. And it was more kind of, I'm getting pocket money. And there were a lot of students that, all of us from my university, almost 8-9 of us got selected for that TV serial. And we used to go together to the studio like ek jhund mein. So it was like class nahi karna pad raha. That was, the fun was that. And paise bhi mil rahe and log bhi pehchan rahe. So everything, but we were not really serious about the work. So when the reviews started coming in, and I'm like, I'm spoiling my father's name, and I need to take this more seriously. And then I started taking more tips from my father and learning every day from set, from my seniors. And then I got to play a role in a very, very important soap opera that I think is still the blockbuster of all times, called Akakasher Niche. All of us who are working now, like me, Shashwat Chatterjee, Dishu Sengupta, and all the others of my generation, all of us have worked either in Akakasher Niche or Protibimbo. These two serials were the top, and till now nothing has crossed them in terms of being a hit or the creative whatever happened that time. I'm like, I just got lucky that I got a chance in that TV serial, and that has, I think, just shaped me as an actor. I really, really learned a lot from there. And then I just started working one after the other, and I think I just got hooked to it. And I just thought that I have to take my craft to that level that I will not have a substitute. Either you cast me and do the film or the show, or you don't do it at all. So that has always been that was my, I think, go-to thing. And also, Jitesh, since I did TV, so I didn't get any proper launch pad, for films. My father told me bluntly that
no nepotism.
I'm not going to call anyone, and if you have to go and give auditions and tests and they want to check your makeup, whatever, you do the drill, because I am not going to call anyone. And I know you're going to be very hurt now, but maybe 20 years down the line you will appreciate that I'm not helping you right now. So, and because when I started doing films, everybody knew me because I was a television face. I was already doing like 3 mega serials, and every day you open the television, you see me. So I was not like somebody new that some producer, some house was launching. So my vision and my thought was that I have to perform so well that my performance stands out. And that's the only way I can make a mark, because people already know me. People know my face. People are seeing me every day. So, ऐसा धासु perform करना है कि, I get people want to cast me because of my performance. So, that has just been my motto, and I still stick to that now, even after 25 years.
Is there a role you rejected or you got rejected which you sort of regret? I wish I had done that.
No. I think all the roles that I got rejected for.
You mean you auditioned for it?
I have not auditioned so much in Kolkata, but in Bombay, yes. I've auditioned a lot. And some never happened, so I don't know what would have happened if they were made. But also in Calcutta, maybe people have spoken and then they never got back, or the money didn't work out or something. And I've been sad for 2-3 days, but I made sure that the ones that I didn't do or people didn't take me, I go and watch it.
And you said, shit.
Oh, thank God. But that has always happened.
Really?
Yeah, I'm just being honest that I've always, I've gone back and watched the films or the shows, and I'm like, God saved me. this is so bad. Thank God I didn't do it. Yeah.
Is there a role that changed you? Like, you know, something in you shifted while doing that role in one of the movies? I mean, I've seen several, whether it's Paatal or whether it's Shaheb Bibi or Golaam, or you know, even in Shah Jahan Regency, your March Mishti, or I mean, you've always been so fabulous. I think compliments you must be used to. But is there a role which really shifted something in you?
I had done a film. Actually, it has happened, not maybe too many times, but yeah, I had done a film called Oshomakto, directed by Santu Mukhopadhyay. Ritik Chakraborty was there, Pauli Dam was there, Pratto Boshu was there, and yeah, I feel that, you know, that character has never left me. You know, even now, just
Why?
I actually don't have kind of any similarity with that character, so I really had to feel her, you know, to make her mine and to perform. And she had a very unhappy and sad life, and and wherever, you know, the film ended, I just kept going back, and I still keep going back, and I keep thinking that, did she still stay with the husband? Is her marriage all right? Did she go back to her son? Her name was Tuki. Like in Bengali, we say Tuki when we play hide and seek, like Tuki, and then you hide. So yeah, and I have called the director many times later to just ask that if the film was longer, what would have happened to Tuki? Was she leaving she was in a very, very abusive marriage, and yeah, I just feel very sad for her all the time. So I think that is one role that has
Impacted you.
Yeah.
What if you like, this is a role you don't identify at all? Is there something that you've seen complete identification with? Any role that you've done which is
don't identify at all is the mother that I played in Qala.
Oh, yeah, very toxic.
I am not I understand her. I know from where she's coming and the life that she has led, and then, you know, just
a lot of Bollywood mothers are like that. Trust me, especially the 70s, 80s, 90s.
Yeah, being just aloof, and I understand from where she comes. I completely empathize with her, and because Anvita has told me so much about that mother that I cannot be judgmental, which I was initially, but I cannot. I mean, nothing in my existence, in my being, in my body, inside out, my heart, mind, I have no similarity with that mother. And
especially since you have a daughter.
yeah, so because I'm a mother myself, I know that can't think that there will be a certain day or any moment where I can.
So toxic.
Yeah. So just.
You know, you've lived life very intensely as I see it, and you know, when I talk to you, life, like you've fought against patriarchy, you fought against patriarchal mindsets, you married early, you've been through intense relationships. What has that done to your personality? Like, I think you married very early, right?
Yeah, it was arranged marriage. Yeah. I think it is everything at the end of the day, I think, has helped me to become more confident, more strong. Like a one-woman army situation.
Wow.
Because I just feel that I'm doing everything on my own on a daily basis. My parents are not there. My child stays very far away. And just to, you know...
Your child is in university?
She's working now. She finished her master's.
Oh, nice.
She is working under NHS in Cardiff, and she wants to do her PhD next year.
Wow.
Yeah, so she's a psychologist.
How does she deal with a crazy mom like you? That's my question.
Yeah, just say that you need to tone down your craziness. That's
Yeah.
all. Yeah. And
But,
she also tells me that no, you can't call people mad and crazy and all this. You can't,
Oh yeah, it's
you
politically
can't-
incorrect.
You can't do this to people because there are really crazy people out there in the world.
Yeah, but how does she deal with you? It's not, I should ask the reverse question.
I
I should
think
not
I'm
ask
very-
how does you deal with your daughter. How does she deal with
No,
you?
I think I'm a very cool mother.
That you seem.
Yeah.
But what about all the craziness in you? Like you're outspoken, you're feisty, and more power to you. There's a woman with a mind is often a threat to most people. So how have you dealt with that?
Just done nothing. Just been myself, very true to my self, and that's what I keep telling people. You know, that be you and embrace whatever you like and you dislike, and just be vocal about it. I know, I mean, women with opinions is not a good sight for the society, but
Have you paid a price for being so vocal, and have you paid, like, can you give me a specific instance where because you spoke your mind,
I think it happens all the time because we are living in a country where, you know, everybody's life is being governed by politics and, you know, parties and authoritative governments and all of it. So yeah, I mean, you're more scared that, you know, you're going to lose out on work and you're going to lose out on earning money, or you'll be shunned in the society. And there are social media is there. I mean, if somebody wants to attack you personally, professionally, they have a full band of people working every day morning. They'll wake up and they have to like make 50 or 500 posts slamming you for whatever goes on in your life. Yeah, it used to affect me at some point of time, but I'm 44 now. Like, I've lived more than half of my life. I'm definitely not going to live 100 years. So I'm like, just don't care. I mean, yeah, so I think for me, you want to stop my work here, I can go and work in Bombay.
but has anyone actively campaigned against you in terms of work?
It happened post Arjikor. Yeah,
Really?
there was social media full. There was a big list of names.
Like film names?
Yeah, film actors, musicians, singers, saying that these people cannot get any work, and anybody giving them any work will be considered as someone going against the authority. Yeah, so I'm like, yeah, okay, let's see. I have quite a bit of savings, so I can manage.
Tell me how tough is it as a single parent to bring up your daughter? Also, you know, when you go through your own emotional, personal, like you go through a relationship, say suppose you are in a steady relationship with somebody, does that impact the mother-daughter dynamics, your love life? Does it sort of, like, what is the kind of mother-daughter conversations you had with your daughter, maybe when she was 10? Or maybe, and did that change when she was 15? I'm very keen to know, like a single parent dynamic with a daughter, and also an extremely high profile mother. So that must be a challenge more than anything else.
So yeah, it's a nice question actually, and I love to give answers, which is about me and my daughter. So I always felt like that we have grown up together because I've had her so young. So when she was 10, I was 28.
Wow.
Yeah, so I think till 2014, I was just the friend because my mother was alive. And she was the mother of me and my sister and my daughter. So we have grown up like three sisters, and just one whom my mother has had very late, you know, the chotu one in the family. I think my mother passed away in 2015, and that's when, you know, the thunder struck me that I have a lot of other roles to play. So I didn't know where her tiffin box is kept, and I didn't know, you know, what's her timetable, and I only went, I think, into mother mode every year when her exams were on. And of course, you know, making practical files and drawings of cockroaches and biology lab books and all. That I used to do very, very religiously. Like, jitna bhi art crafts, drawing, making files, making summer vacation mein, making a doll and SUPW, everything that was related to all of this. My mother mode used to be on, but the rest time was just a friend going for vacations, chilling, and she used to only get scolding from my mother, like not from me or my father or anybody. So I think post 2012, I realized that no, I have to, like buck up and become that mother who needs to be strict at various occasions. Yeah, but the foundation has always been very friend-like.
Not stormy.
No, never. And one thing I made very, very clear from day one when she started understanding things, that there is nothing in the world that can happen with you or in your life that you can't share with me. Absolutely nothing. You have to tell me everything. I will understand if you need a scolding or a beating or how I'm supposed to deal with it. But there can be nothing in your life that you can't share with me. It can be about boys, it can be about friends, about studying, or anything that you feel you've done wrong. You have to tell me. So you can't lie to me. Ever, like ever. And I'm also not going to do it with you. The problem arises when parents are teaching their children certain things but they don't apply that to their lives. So I said, I'm not going to lie to you. You can ask me anything you want and I'm going to give you an honest answer. But you cannot lie to me and you can't hide anything from me. So that part we have always been very clear. So she knows. I mean, I've never really felt the need to...
Has she approved of any of your boyfriends? Has she disapproved of any of your boyfriends?
Disapproved less.
Oh, nice.
Actually, I've had, I think, 6 relationships.
Like solid, serious?
Solid, serious.
What's been the duration of
And I've actually never had any hanky...
Behind her back?
No, like, I just did not have it in my life. I mean, media wants to speak about everybody and anybody you go to have a coffee with. Correct. So, yeah, that can't affect us, but... that's the honest, that's the reality. They've actually had, I think, 6 relationships. Yeah, it just feels like I've had 600, which is nice. If people think I'm that credible, it's amazing. But
6 is very appallingly low. Shame on you.
Yeah, it's bad.
It's very bad.
I just want to, do more now. Finish as much as I can before I touch 50. Yeah. Otherwise, I'm just going to feel that I've had a very boring life.
So, what was your relationship with your parents?
She was, my daughter still approves of Jeet.
Yeah?
Yeah, we had been together for 6 years, I think. And she still cosifies me that, you are at fault.
You broke up.
Yeah, you are at fault for whatever reason it has happened, but I will never, forgive you. She was really, really very close, and of course when she grew up she was like, such a good looking man, what did you do? Even my sister, my mother, everybody was always taking his side, so yeah, I mean, and they went for his marriage. Yeah, and my sister was crying buckets and I'm like, what is this drama going on? Yeah.
So what do you look for in a relationship? Like, when does a man let you down, or like when is it respect that draws you to a man? I mean, obviously beyond the physical attraction, is it respect that draws you to a man? And when a relationship ends, like, can exes be friends? Is it?
I speak with all my exes. I have.
But obviously after a passage of time, no?
Yeah, but see, you belong to an industry where passage of time costs you good work, and it affects your career. So yeah, it's hard, but I have worked with my exes quite promptly after the bad breakup. And we still talk, and we're concerned about each other's, I think, well-being. I would not like wish bad health and worse things happen to them. Um, I'm quite pally with some of their wife also.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, so because you just, I think, grow up and
Move on.
and just try and handle things maturely. And yeah, I mean, it doesn't, that part of you doesn't affect you anymore, I think. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
what does it do to you as a person? Like every time a relationship gets over, whatever. Did you ever consider remarriage, for example, or did you like feel, oh no, this relationship is over, I have to start again from
No,
scratch?
I just feel very lethargic, and just the thought that even if you're feeling something towards someone, just you have to, that whole thing of putting effort, you have to start from square one, knowing a person, how that person is, how you are, understanding each other, trying to make the person understand of your personality. It's just so much of
Exhausting.
work. Yeah, I mean, it's just too much. So
You mentioned mental health
Yeah.
just like 5 minutes ago. How important and how has all this impacted your mental health? Because see, like I said, we live in a high profile world of social media where success is public, where humiliation is public, where failure is public, everything is public, and you're a bit the microscopic. The gaze is so intense that how do you cope? Mental wealth, and I mean, people like Deepika and a lot of people in Bollywood have spoken about mental health and how they are grappling with it. How did you grapple for instance?
I've been very vocal about it because, of course, I don't want to give out that picture to the younger generation or to just women in our society that we are just, our lives are so perfect top to bottom, and we always look like a dream. Once we wake up, we don't. And I've done a lot of campaigns for suicide prevention and self-harm, because I have gone through it myself. I was very, very prone to self-harm.
Really?
And I've been taking medication since, I think, 2008. Yeah, so it has taken me a lot of time I used to take almost 10, 12 pills back then. Now I take just 4. I have acute insomnia. I have anxiety issues. And the problem is that we are in a profession which is ever dwindling. Like, you're going to do a film, maybe 2 days before the shoot, something happens, some producer runs away, some technical issue happens, and then the shoot is getting postponed. So you're never in control of your life or your schedule. It depends on so many things. So, you're doing a work where there are 200 other people involved. So one chutko putko things or some logistical issues, something goes here and there, and you're working the next day and you're not doing anything else, and then you are sitting idle for the next maybe 1 month. So when we have work, there's just so much of work, but there are spells when you are not doing anything, or you've planned something and suddenly some amazing work comes, and you're prioritizing your work and you're just sidelining a part of your life which was important to you maybe 2 days before. Yeah, it's just always battling so many things to I don't know, just balance your life. I mean, you also want to have fun, you also want to have me time, you want to meet your friends, but it's a 14-hour, 15-hour shift. After that, you don't have any energy to go anywhere. And people in other profession think this one is the easiest.
This is not.
Yeah, they just know about the glamour. They don't realize the hard work and the number of hours you're putting in just to make a 2-hour film. Because I've heard this so many times throughout my life that इसका ना कुछ नहीं हो रहा है, देखो ना मतलब एक्टिंग में कुछ होगा या नहीं. So that's a general idea that if nothing happens, if you're not doing anything well, this is something where you can shine. Also, this is a profession where you don't need a CV. You don't need any educational qualification. So yeah, and then there's, of course, as you said, that we are always under the scanner. There's just so much of limelight, and you sneeze twice, people have something to say. Like for a film, I had shaved my head once in 2000. It was Moinak's film, and me and Rituparna Sengupta were the cast. Only 4 days were left for the shoot, and the film never got completed. And I had shaved my head for that film. But people who did not know the reason why I had actually shaved my head, and it is such a huge thing to do for a heroine. Nobody would agree to, do this crazy thing, for the love of a character or a role. But most people thought that I am going to a rehab, or I'm coming back from a rehab, or I am addicted to drugs or something else, because the cliched thought is a woman with shaved head, matlab she is into drugs. Or she is into some substance. That is what we have seen in films, so reality में भी वही होता है. Shaved head woman matlab some rehab, some drug, something is going on. And my relatives had called my mom and told her that aren't you not taking care of your child? She has shaved her head, she must be going through so much in her life. And then of course my mother kept the phone and started blasting me that is there no way some wig or something would have happened, because people are now, forget about them judging you, they are passing remarks on my parenthood also. So I think it takes a toll. Maybe when you're young it takes a toll in the worst way, but then you get used to it and you find ways to battle it yourself. And it has taken me time, but I just thought that I'm like 27, 28, and if I start getting so dependent on medicines from now, I have a whole life and my parents are not going to be there forever, to guard me and protect me. So I need to do something for myself. And slowly and steadily I kind of took control of my sanity, and I have meds for anxiety because it's something I can't risk, because I start getting palpitations and breathless and all of that.
You still do?
It has come down. It is to happen for everything. Like suppose I was supposed to reach here today at 8 p.m. I reached earlier, but say it becomes 8:05. Like just the thought that I'm 5 minutes late, I will feel sweaty and I'll need some time to calm down. I have to walk 100 steps and count back from 1,000 and all of that. So it happens, but rarely.
Without getting personal or intrusive, you mentioned self-harm.
Yeah.
Why would you do that? In the sense, is it the pressures of the business or your own personal?
I feel people really kind of think or correlate self-harm with suicide. That is not what the scene is. Having suicidal thoughts and self-harm are very different than each other, and I feel that when you're emotionally fragile and you're at your worst, and you've given so much of yourself and you really want that validation that you're being appreciated, or your efforts are being seen, or you're doing so much on a daily basis and you're always on the receiving end of ignorance, and also maybe you're just more popular and you have your name or your fame, or you're earning more, and that really hurts men. And personally what I've seen is when they want to get into a intimate space with me, they are really in awe of my personality. They like everything that I say and I do and I wear and all of it.
And then the men want to change you.
Yeah, the moment the intimate space is secured, they know that, we are in, then it would be like, no, why are you wearing this top? It shows your cleavage. Or, why are you talking to somebody at 12 a.m.? Why are you kissing someone on screen? So all the whys then start coming in, and if they are from the film industry, they know how it works. If you're doing an intimate scene, there are 30 other people around you, and everything is so technical. You have to know your frame, you have to know the light, you can't cover your co-actor's face, and you have to, do it so well that it looks like it is the best thing happening in front of you, but it's so technical. And if you're a director or an actor, you know the technicalities of filmmaking. So I never understood from where the doubt comes. But you've done a film which has worked, or maybe people on the road know you more. That goes against you. It's
so less successful men, be it a hero, be it a director, be it get intimidated by.
No, I don't know. It's just that
are more insecure.
Yeah, I think insecure is the word, and whatever you do, it's never enough. Even if you're talking to your father for half an hour, they'll doubt that it's not your father, it's someone else. And even if you tell them that you take the phone and call and see, it'll be like, I'm sure you have saved somebody else's number as your father. So when the doubt is here, then it's only escalating. There's no way you can do anything to make them feel otherwise. And it felt like I was in that distraught state of mind. I think self-harm comes from that urge to, so that you want to divert your pain towards something physical. That your focus will shift. If you're physically hurt, you'll be so much in pain. Your focus is going to shift from the emotional pain to the physical pain, and then you're not going to feel that way again. The sadness is so much, you don't want to feel sad, so you're cutting yourself or harming yourself so that some other pain becomes more.
Over.
So that has always been the case, and I used to feel quite awkward because I saw that people used to stare at my hand or used to ask questions even after knowing that this is not looking like a normal cut or something. They'll still ask questions to make you feel awkward, and I've spoken to so many women who have been fighting self-harm issues, and the common thing was that the person who is asking you questions or staring, they just want you to feel shame. This is what I've done. I've done something which is not approved by the society, and I'm supposed to feel shameful. So I met a lot of women when I've gone to seminars or things where it was about mental health, and they've said that they want to wear shorter sleeves clothes, but they feel so awkward and they feel so shameful that they're always covering their hands, or if they have scratches here, they're wearing like tops and blouses which cover their body. And I told them that I've gone through that, but then one day I just said, it's my body, I've done something, I have taken the responsibility, so I can only be answerable to my child or my parents. I don't need to be answerable to the entire world. And I just thought that if you're asking me that question, I'm going to make you feel awkward. And I stopped putting makeup and all of that. And see, Jitesh, it has not mattered. I never put makeup on my arm. I am doing so many roles. I'm working here, I'm working in Bombay. You are seeing my work. Has your focus ever gone on? So it doesn't. It's just that people will keep on pricking you with questions which you will become so unsure about yourself, and you'll want to cover. It starts with your hand, then you're covering your life, and you're living in a cocoon. And I was like, no. If if the audience wants to focus on the marks on my hand and not see my performance, then my career is over. So there's no point working anymore. I can just shift and do something else. But it never mattered. Nobody ever has spoken about, in any review, nobody has spoken about, she has marks. And it's there, it's a part of my life and part of my being. So if it shows in the camera, it shows. I mean, it's fine.
Do you feel judged constantly? Do you feel judged?
Now I don't, because I don't care. So yeah,
When did you become this brave and, like you said, when was the time you said, I'm just going to do me?
I have always been this way. I just say louder now. I've always been on that. That mode has always been on, like, switched on. And my father also gave me a lot of, I think, confidence. So of course, you speak good Bengali now, so you know the meaning of besh korechi.
Done well.
No, done well is soft. It's a soft, polite thing.
Done fabulously.
No, besh korechi is like it right.
I think we should all clap for that. And boy, you have done well.
No, so that my father had actually taught me that, if people are pointing fingers at you, just tell them besh korechi. Besh korechi, ja kore ne ja korar. So it means that I've done it right. Now if you want to do anything about it, go and yourself. Yeah, so now I just say the same thing louder. And I think my worst fear, because all my life except for a few months I've stayed with my parents. Like, my sister has gone, study in Ahmedabad. She has worked in Bombay. But I have always, stayed with my parents. Like, I've never stayed in hostel, never went out of Calcutta to study. Of course, I'm working, so I go for outdoor schedules, which are small, like for 5 days, 10 days, 15 days. I've always stayed with my parents forever, and I think my greatest fear was I can never live alone, because I just did not know how to operate alone. Like, I've never eaten alone, I've never slept alone. So in 2020, when my father passed away, I think that 1 year, 2021, my daughter also went abroad. So I was, I think, in my worst mental condition those 2 years. But I've also worked the most.
Really?
I think
you did Paatal look and all that.
Yeah. So in 2020, during peak COVID, I don't know how that year I've worked the most in my 25 years. I've never worked so much in 1 year that I had worked that year. But, I just felt that the worst fear, like something that you're scared of every day, it has happened. And you're not dead. You can handle your household, everything, where is what, you're doing your bank work, you're taking care of your legal work, you're handling accounts. So, the worst has happened. Now what to fear more?
Wow, that's a nice...
Yeah, because that is I think what I really told myself every day. That I need to, I can't be dependent on anybody. I can't be, just holding on to people, because I am not being able to handle things alone. So, somebody comes and somebody's very nice to you and says that you want to go for dinner. You feel like your whole life you can give to that person, because that he understands or she understands, and you're falling, not maybe in love, but also you think, okay, I can, he's there or she's there, and I can depend on that person, which is not. Maybe they've just come for that day and they will vanish in a few hours or in a couple of days. So I just kept on telling myself that no, this is not love, and I can't really start depending on someone, and I don't need that validation. I just need to stand up for myself and do what's right for myself. And Yeah, I mean, I feel, and I've said this to so many people who have asked me because they are alone or in a similar situation like me, that the biggest fight is to accept the reality. Once you accept it, then slowly and steadily you can take control of your life. Because I just couldn't come to terms with the fact that I have to live alone. I mean, I am alone in this house and I have to take care of everything. It was so much of a burden and just such a heavy thing. It has taken me 2 years, 3 years, but now, like, yeah, I can stay alone and I enjoy my time, and I don't mind. I mean, it's fine.
Did you have an easy relationship with your parents?
Very.
Yeah. So they didn't judge you, because I think the primary caregivers are all the ones, forget seeking validation from social media. I think our primary caregivers are our biggest judge. They judge us the most.
Very, very. Like a very, very personal thing. Maybe, first time in my life I have bought something which is very personal and I didn't know where to hide it in the house because Ma has access to everything. So I came and I actually gave it to her. I had bought some things from UK. So I came and I gave it to her and I said that don't ask me any question, but just keep it somewhere safe. So when I need it, I will tell you. Yes, and my mom used to just stare at my face like, how she didn't know how to react. I said, see, if I hide it somewhere, you're going to find it. Not maybe now, but in 10 days, 15 days, you'll go to, saaf karo something, aaj pocha yahan pe lagate hain and there's so much of dhool and whatever, and you're going to find it, and that's going to be the end of my day. So I don't want to risk it. So I'm telling you, just keep it with you and keep it somewhere safe where nobody else in the house will, have access to. Yeah, but I feel as my profession is concerned, or the kind of roles I have taken up, or the kind of scenes I have said yes to and done in my life, my father had been a bigger leader than my mother.
That's amazing.
Yeah. I've done a shoot with one of the leading English dailies in Kolkata, in a lingerie, and yeah, it was a cover photo, and the day it released, of course I was very excited and pumped up, that I've done this. Nobody else from the Bengali film industry had done a shoot like that before me, and so I was like very, very excited, and since morning the phone calls from the relatives had started coming, on the landline. And yeah, I could just see my mother's face becoming rounder and rounder with every passing hour. And I was just counting hours that my father should wake up early today. He should wake up early today before my mom is going to take my head and throw it on the wall. Before that happens, my father needs to wake up. Because my mother was furious. And my sister had always been my stylist until she joined Channel. My mother was screaming at her that you are styling your sister. Can't you give her some clothes to wear? Why are you always, every photo shoot you both go and do, there's nothing. You're making her wear handkerchiefs. Can you make her wear clothes? And it was a black and white photo and it was beautiful, but my mom was of course in a state of
shock.
Yeah, shock. No, like she was like, I want to throw out everybody from the house. I also want to get out of the house. She didn't know what to do. She was so angry. And my father woke up and my mom went, and I remember she threw the newspaper on the bed saying, "Dekho tomar meye ki koreche." And my father, like half asleep, he saw the picture and he said that, can we just frame it and keep it on the wall? I said, no, this is such a piece of art. My mother, she was done. She was done with the family. So yeah, I had cried buckets that, I mean, thank God that you were there. Like somebody has understood the art and the creative, everything. So yeah, my father has always been kind of. My mother used to scold me. Why did you do this film? Why have you done this scene? Why were you kissing that boy? He's so ugly. I'm like, Mom, what is kissing thing? What is it? Are you angry because I kissed an ugly man? Or because I've kissed on screen? I mean, decide. So, but my father has always been like... so Shah Jahan Regency also. Yeah, so after I died, my father left. He's like, এই ছবিতে তো আর কিছু দেখার নেই. He said, I'm বাইরে যাচ্ছি cigarette খেতে. So he left for a smoke. He never came back. He's like, yeah, the film is over for me. Yeah, so.
I saw the original film recently. I was just watching it and watching Uttam Kumar and all. It was amazing. Another issue that you've been vocal about has been women aging. It's a very sexist not industry, it's a sexist world. And body shaming. And, how have you personally dealt with that in terms of, somebody asking you to do fillers or somebody talking about the fact that you've put on weight and maybe writing about it in a review or, body shaming you on social media? How have you, these two different things?
See, it happens every day. So, it happens, I mean, you post any photo, somebody will say that, oh, I liked you in this film, which I have done 20 years back. So when I'm super irritated, I tell them that, are you still in diapers? Like people grow, their bodies change, and I had a massive surgery a year back. My uterus and ovary had to be removed, and the doctor said that your body will need time to heal, so just don't go to the gym and start eating protein shakes and this and that, because now maybe you'll not understand. After 10 years, the repercussions are going to show. And I mean, I think for me it's important to stay fit. As far as I'm fit, I'm happy. I just did some action scenes in Bombay for this Netflix film I'm doing. And I've done like high kicks and all, and the action director was super impressed. Yeah, I think you just, it all comes down to that you just need to accept the way you are at this point of time and see what best version of yourself you can put on display.
Correct.
Because our lives are on display. How much ever we want to hide and protect things, might be we'll be able to do it for 2 weeks. Uske baad aur nahi hoga. And I'm not a person who can really, I don't have 5 different images.
Yeah.
This is only how I am. And I know I was just, seeing some reality show the other day, time pass ke liye. And there are these shows now that ask Gen Z people different things. And somebody was asking them that, what do you think should be the age of women when they stop having fun or, they stop having sex? And 80% of people said when they are 40. And I just had 2 pegs of whiskey that night. But, so according to
my
life is over. Can't drink, can't smoke, can't have sex, can't have men, can't go for holidays. So, जिंदा रहने की क्या ज़रूरत है? मैं मर जाए कल और क्या? So, aunties, and the worst, I mean the funniest, the worst thing, both funny and bad, is I never knew how auntie has become such a derogatory word. Everybody is calling the other person auntie to shame them, and somebody does that to me, and in my head I've been called an auntie since I was 22, because my daughter's friends used to call me auntie when she was in nursery. तो मेरे को क्या और shame होगा? मैं तभी से सुन रही हूँ auntie. I mean, I am just most happy to hear that. And so the more I hear that, women at 40 can't do this and can't do that, I think I just start wearing more tank tops. every day. Yeah, this is my daughter's. So
Lovely.
yeah, I went for a vacation and we bought it and I wore it. I'm like, I don't think I can wear it in India. It's like too revealing. And she was like, yeah, mom, just we can wear it on vacations. So when I was packing, I'm like, no, I am going to wear it. So I just took it. Yeah.
What about ageism? Have you felt it more, say, in Kolkata, or I mean, what is the difference between like working in Bombay on, you know, you do so many web series and shows, and here, in terms of ageism, like do actors here have female actors here have a shelf life? Is
I don't have.
Obviously not, and more power.
I
to
don't
you.
care what others, if others
But
are.
you feel any difference in the kind of the male gaze in Bombay? The male gaze is there some like through the eyes of your directors? Do you feel any the way they portray you, like say Debakar in Byomkesh or in Paatal, Kavinash and
I think directors really want to cast actors who fits the role and knows what their performance level is. I think in today's world, wherever film and cinema is headed towards, people in the trade are really focused on having good actors and how they look, and whether they fit into a specific size. I don't think it really matters, because now it's become so performance driven that your craft is speaking the loudest. I think it's just a general thing. Like, you get to see all of this happening on social media, and I don't think people even realize that you are actually shaming someone. Like, mostly, if we are posting pictures, and I post a lot of zero makeup, matlab sar pe tel laga ke photos kind of things on Insta. But whether you're giving a photo with makeup on, zero makeup, traveling, whatever it is, the very common comment is, oh wow, you still look so beautiful at this age. So there's this word still, still looking beautiful at this age. Should you stop looking beautiful at some age? And who is deciding that age? Somebody can still look beautiful even when they're at their 80s. You see Vaida Rahmanji. You see, like, so our grandmothers, they looked amazing. My grandmother has died at the age of 90. I don't think I've ever seen a more beautiful woman than her. So you're 40, matlab you should start looking ganda. These things are there, and I don't think it comes more from men. I have to say this about the weight, and they say it very openly. It's not that they are taking you in the corner of the room and telling you hush hush karke. 2 days back on 8th of March, I'd gone for an event where the councillor of that place had come, and it was an event with the sex workers of Kalighat and Shonagachi area. I was wearing a salwar kameez and I was looking very nice. I was very happy. So this person comes and he's like, oh hi, namaskar, apnar to onek kaj dekhechi. I said, hi, namaskar. The second thing what he says, apni to ekটু. So I'm like, sorry? Na, apni to ekটু. He's so ashamed that he can't even speak it out. He's showing me in gestures that I've become fat. So I very politely said that, so what? With a smile on my face. So then he's like, no, like, you guys are in a profession where it's important to stay thin. I said, who told you this, sir? Because my directors don't tell me to eat less and become thin. They are very happy with the way I am. And sukhi jo hota hai na, wo mote hi hote hain. So I'm very sukhi. And the NGO people over there, of course, they are not being able to tell him anything. No, they are like looking at me and doing ishara that, how could he say this thing? I said, doesn't matter. He said, so I will tell him whatever. But the issue is that men don't realize that it is not something you should tell anyone, another man, woman, and openly say it. And I've seen it happening so many times. I've gone to a TV channel We were shooting there in the TV channel, and I met a photographer of the channel after almost 15 years. He was coming from there. The first thing he told me, খুব মোটা হয়ে গেছো কিন্তু. So he was not a counselor or anything. I had to give him back to him like left, right and center. I said, has somebody told you that you've become so ugly? And there was silence. I said, nobody told you that you've become so ugly. Come here, I'll tell this to you louder. He's like, no, I said, why the f*** you say? Have you watched any of my work that I've done in the last 1 year? No. I said, you're not watching my work, you're only watching my body. That is what it has come down to. I said, next time, make your physique like John Abraham and then comment on mine. Until that, do not. He has gone out of the premises. I was there in the channel for the next 10 hours. I did not see him. So I tell this, I would want to say this to all women, that you need to call out. The moment you feel ashamed, you're giving the other person the power to make you feel ashamed. They want this only, that they will comment on your body. You will feel awkward, or you'll say, আমি না একটু খেয়ে ফেলেছি, or you'll say আমার না শরীর খারাপ, or you'll give them excuses. You'll make excuses to say that this has happened in my life, so I have become fat, I am trying to lose weight. Why the should I try to lose weight?
True.
So yeah, at this age, I just feel like if you're trying to make me feel awkward and ashamed, you're going to get it back into 50 times. So do not do that. And I think it's important for women to call out or to speak that you don't need to comment on my body, because they are not even making a hush thing. They are screaming and telling you this, where there are 50 other people there. They're throwing it. So you also need to throw it back. Why do you need to feel ashamed that people are seeing? If I'm fat, I'll say I've put on weight. Yeah, I've put on weight. I'm taking time, and I'm enjoying this pace. I'm fit. Doesn't mean I'm having like bhat and aloo seddho every day. But if my body is taking that much time to get back into shape, it's fine.
No, we love you as you are. Just more power to you. Just stay there. And finally, what are you looking for? Love, a good role. What's on your bucket list?
I was just thinking this for the last 2-3 days, since there's a lot of conversation happening in Calcutta around Filmfare. You're coming and there's a press conference, and we have 2 awards on 2 different days this year, and all stylists are being called, and for the glam and style, who's going to wear what, and competition is on. So I was just thinking that I just want to do something that is going to get me a Filmfare cover. That's been my go-to statement for quite a few years now. Even in Bombay, if I'm doing any work and during promotion people ask me something, I said, I want to win a Filmfare in Bombay. I want to have that black lady, so I have to...
Oh, that you will, because the kind of work you're doing is extraordinary work.
And and I want to get a cover to myself, like not sharing it with anybody else. So that's, you have to really have goals that will motivate you. It's a very personal motivation. You're not in a race, or you don't have like numbers you need to tick off. For me, this year, if I win, it will be my 6th Filmfare. So last year I had said that I want to get a dozen. So my goal is to have a dozen here, there, wherever, and of course be on the Filmfare cover once at least in my life. Have the best makeup person and the best stylist and the best photographer and all of that, and to win a Filmfare in Bombay. OTT film, whatever it is. So I've told my agency, guys, you just need to get me some work which will get me a Filmfare. I don't care about the rest. So yeah.
Great. So here's to many more film fairs, many more wonderful memories, and very, very many more smashing performances.
Thank you.
Thank you. It's been a complete pleasure having you and chatting with you. I mean, I seldom do actors talk so candidly and so beautifully. A lot of it, like I always feel when I do a good interview, I feel 10% better. I've become a better human being, So thank you so much.
I just feel, I just love, I think this is what I understand as freedom. We are asked this question very often, that as a woman, what is freedom to you? And I've thought always of a lot of rosy, dialogues, and I've mugged up a lot of Sylvia Plath and all of that. I've mugged up. And I've done my homework, that somebody asked me this question, I'm going to recite this. And then I just come down to just own your life and feel free and be happy and be confident and wear what you want to. And just live your life the way you have to, because it's just going to get one. I mean, no point in pushing things, towards future. When I'm 50, I'm going to do that. When I'm 70, I'm going to do that. I want to do everything now, what I want to do. So I think that is what freedom means to me, that don't even give any patta to whoever's saying what, and just to move towards your dream. So yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. It's been a pleasure.
Thank
and
you.
Before you go, I have to gift you with a token of our love. And there is an audience which is waiting here to ask you a few questions.
Hello ma'am, what's your biggest dream that you haven't achieved yet?
I just shared it. I want to be on the cover of Filmfare. Me alone. That's my, that I'm moving towards that. And I also want to win a Filmfare in Bombay. So 2 goals. And I hope that I will be able to do it before I turn 50.
So hello ma'am, we always take inspiration from your fashion statements. So which is that one rule that you follow?
Wear what you want to wear and what makes you feel beautiful inside out, and something that is not trending. Yeah, because we kind of tend to follow the trend, and then you see 48 out of 50 women wearing the same thing, doing the same hair. So yeah, I just want to make my own style statement, so I don't follow trends.
Ma'am, what is the best piece of advice you have received in this industry, and from whom you got it?
I have not taken any advice from anyone in the film industry because I don't trust anyone. My father was a part of the film industry, so if that is considered, then I have followed my father's advice that do what you want to do, be kind, be you, be beautiful, and just to the world. That's my father's advice. So don't tell me that, oh, you're a woman and you're saying this. My father has taught me to say this, so I just live by that mantra.
Ma'am, what's one role or genre that you haven't explored yet but you would really love to?
I have not played a character who is special, like a special woman or a special person who's mentally or physically challenged. I'm yet to explore that space. I've been a mother to a girl who's played autistic in Kia and Cosmos, but
what a film!
I would want to try playing a character like that who is specially abled.
And before I say sayonara, I must gift you something.
Yes.